Last year's KOFA trip was an amazing experience that we won't forget anytime soon. As we ventured deeper into 2020, we didn't think we were going to be able to make the adventure this year. But our luck changed for the better. Local regulations were updated, and as long as we were following the right safety precautions, we were going to be able to make the adventure. Which means KOFA 2020 was officially underway. Following local safety regulations, we gathered a smaller group of herd members and ventured out to the KOFA National Wildlife Refuge. Wandering Rubicon led the adventure. This year, we decided to take a different trail. We wanted to explore new terrain and hopefully find better camping spots than we did the year before. Before we could continue, we had to stop for some fuel. Lunch, that is. Little did we know, we wound up at our camping spot not even 5 minutes after. With just enough space to fit the whole crew, we started setting up for our first night at camp. A couple of hours had passed and it was already time for dinner. Tonight we are having chicken burritos. With a full kitchen, it's easy to enjoy a big meal. The herd sat by the fire and toasted to the memory that this would become. And just like that, the night had come to an end. The sun rose up from beneath the mountain backdrop. The herd took one last look and started packing up, for the next destination awaited. It was back on the road for the herd. The road to our second destination was pretty simple, with a couple of rough spots, but no match for the turtlebacks. Once the herd arrived at the second location, it was time for them to set up camp. Night quickly approached, and that means it was time for dinner. was Bruce, our assembly supervisor's birthday, so naturally his wife made him some cupcakes and we sang him happy birthday. The fire dimmed and the herd called it for the night. Nothing like waking up to the smell of pancakes, bacon, and eggs cooking on the scuttle. Breakfast was a quick one, and it was off to the herd's final destination. This route was the toughest so far. Lots of hills, rocks, and steep terrain ahead. Before long, we made it to the third and final destination, Hoodoo Cabin. The herd set up camp, made lunch, and explored the cabin. Before long, the sun had set over the ridge, and it was already time for dinner. On the menu tonight, sosatis, a South African tradition consisting of chicken on skewers with a special blend of herbs and spices. Not long had passed until it was time for the herd to get some rest, for the last day of the trip awaited. The sun rose bright and early. After one last look, the herd packed up for the last time. Some of the herd members broke off and took the short way home. The rest of us took the long, rough way home. Along the way, we found another cabin and decided to check it out. The road here was very off-camber, which is why we had to fill in this hole with a few rocks. It wasn't long till we got hungry and stopped for lunch in a wash along the trail. Back on the trail, we made it to the rock garden. Which we made it across with ease. We stopped at a couple of landmarks along the trail and decided to explore a little. It wasn't long till we were filling our tires back up with air, since the rest of our trip was on pavement. Everybody said their goodbyes, and it was back to civilization. But not for long.